we now have a nice list of 2024 big game releases. I'm curious, which of the following games are you guys most interested in from a Digital Foundry tech / graphics perspective, and why? Here are the games: Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Avowed, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We might even get the next Dragon Age, but we don't know much about it. I intentionally didn't put Hellblade 2 on the list since it's launching next week and a lot was talked about it already. I think we could, can't we add Kingmakers to that list, John? It's coming this year, isn't it?
Yeah, we should add that to the list.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of this?
I mean, of the games that he lists there, I mean, obviously, Star Wars Outlaws will be interesting. Indiana Jones, of course, I'm very curious about, since presumably it's going to be still using some variant of id Tech.
Yeah.
And Kingdom Come as well. I'm really fascinated by this because they've stuck with CryEngine.
Yeah.
And it looks great in the trailer, but it's like, it's very curious to see. Like, I'm happy to see a third-party developer still making a CryEngine game, especially because I love to see what happens when Alex gets its hands on a new CryEngine game.
Yes. It did look great, and it looked different as well. I think that was
it does, yeah. So I'm totally fascinated by that. Avowed, I think, is Unreal Engine 5, which, you know, I'm always up for more UE5 stuff to see what they're doing, but it's not as interesting technically to me just because it's more of a known quantity, but still looks like an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to refresh what else is coming this year that has my attention, but those are good choices.
Oliver, what are you looking forward to?
From this list, I'd probably pick Star Wars Outlaws just because the game looks fun and the Snowdrop engine is great. It scales nicely. It behaves really well on PC and it features RT by default on the consoles. I think it looks like a fun game, so I'd probably pick that one. But in terms of games overall, I'd kind of think that my top two for the rest of the year, technically, Black Myth Wukong would be up there. It's not listed.
That's one that's missed here. Yeah, definitely.
Good call.
Black Myth Wukong seems very exciting. They've got the RTX Di on PC. Obviously, it's using UE5. Looks very, very good in the showings that we've seen. I think they're also doing RT Caustics in there as well. Very cool. I'd also say No Rest for the Wicked, although I'm not sure what we want to say in terms of that game's release date, because obviously it's not in early access already, but it might have a full release at some point later on. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But that game looks outstanding. John covered it in a video a couple weeks ago. I think that's incredible. So yeah, those two games would be in my most anticipated list personally, but of the games listed, Star Wars Outlaws would be my most anticipated, just because I think that Snowdrop is really compelling technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go with Kingmakers just because that trailer, it's just incredible. Literally, you know, I can't remember another time where I looked at a game trailer, you know, fresh and just thought this is like astonishing. It just looks amazing fun, and the technology side of it is just like almost like the icing on the cake. But it's the sort of trailer where I saw it and I want to play the game, right? Because I just don't know what to expect. Whereas with a lot of the other games, you've got a pretty good idea of how it's all going to play out. But Kingmakers was just like phenomenal.